Good afternoon, Reds. Welcome back to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. I hope we're all doing well. As I bring this video to you, it's around about 11 o'clock on Saturday morning. Obviously, we play Monday night at Villa Park, a ground that we have a decent record in. Say that a bit quietly so I don't jinx it. Before we get into the match preview with Luke Robinson from the Up the Villa podcast, it's only right that I ask you to smash that like button. Let me get your score predictions, your lineup predictions in the chat as well. And then subscribe to the Kop TV if you have not already. Looking forward to this one. Let's bring him in. He's waiting backstage. And there he is, fresh from his trip to Athens. It's the main guy, Luke Robinson. How are we, fella?
Yeah, good, mate. Feeling a bit rough, but we're here. We move. We move on to the next one.
Mate, you're going to have to get used to this. Going to Europe during the week and coming back, you're going to have to get used to it, man.
Yeah, I'm excited. Like, you know, we've got a song about like Villa on a Thursday night, and I think we're gonna have to change it to Villa on a Tuesday night now. So, yeah, buzzing, mate. And you know, we haven't been in the new format of the Champions League. We've obviously won the European Cup in '82, but never been in like the Champions League. So, yeah, I can't wait for it. Really, just got to get it over the line, and then we'll be there.
And we'll speak about the permutations that could get you there, including Burnley potentially getting a draw today. Obviously, we play on Monday night. And we're going to have to get used to Tuesday nights again, mate, because, you know, I've quite enjoyed these Thursdays until we lost. But, yeah, looking forward to the Tuesdays and Wednesdays coming back, man, for sure.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I've got a couple of stats for you before we dive into this, right? Some good, some not so good for both of us.
Okay.
Aston Villa have won just one of their last 10. Sorry, we'll start that all again. Aston Villa have won one and just lost. What is that? That's not even. Aston Villa have won just one and lost 10 of the last 12 Premier League games against Liverpool. We all know the one in which they.
Yeah, what was the one?
Yeah, no, I'll say it before you get it in there, mate. 7. But this isn't good for you, mate. Liverpool have won more Premier League games away at Aston Villa than they have versus any other opponent in the Premier League, whilst only against Newcastle and West Ham do they have more wins overall than against Villa in the competition with 33. The last 4 meetings at Villa Park between Villa and Liverpool in all comps have seen the scoring opened within the first 5 minutes. So this game takes no time to warm up. We get straight into it. But get on this one. No fixture in the Premier League history has been won by the away side more than Aston Villa versus Liverpool. So it's unbelievable, mate. We seem to... And look, before I get into our good record at Villa Park, and I've seen us, I think I was 2013, I was actually sat in the Holt end, mate, and we beat you 2-0, I think. Almost got my head kicked in that day. But before... you know, we dive into it. Villa is a traditionally very tough place to go to for any team. Why do you think Liverpool have maybe had the rub of the green when we go there, excluding the 7-2, which luckily you weren't even in the ground to see, neither was I. But why do you think Liverpool have got a very decent record in the Premier League at Villa Park? Why?
I have no idea. I think that there's certain clubs in there. You can go through like the different fixtures in a season of like when this team come against this team, they've got a bad record, and then you'll have ones where you've got a really good record. And unfortunate for us, yours, you know, Liverpool are good at Villa Park, United are good at Villa Park. We've got a lot of these records where teams are quite good against Villa. There's loads of goal scorers that have always had their highest scoring stats. Vardy against Villa, Aguero, you know, Iheanacho against Villa. Like, they've all got these records. It seems to always be against us, but you know, I think, you know, we're two, you know, big clubs, aren't we, that have met each other a lot of times, and over the years, it just happens that Liverpool have got that success over Villa, really.
Yeah, and you know, it's a strange one because I think as a Liverpool fan, when you think, okay, we're going to Villa Park next week, you kind of forget about the past and all these wins that we've had, and you treat it as a solo kind of away game. That when the crowd's rocking, when the lights are on under them lights, you know, at Villa Park, it's such a tough place to go to, and I think that's been shown not only in Europe but also in the league this season. The home record that you went on is incredible. Just before we came on air, I said you've got an incredible manager, and I really do believe. And I try and almost erase the Arsenal and PSG periods out of his career, because take them away, what you're seeing is an incredible European manager who seems to just organise his team so well. Klopp spoke glowingly about him yesterday in a press conference. I'm not sure if you've seen it. If you haven't, maybe get to watch it. He said that I think he first met Unai Emery when he was out in Moscow, and he says he loves him. He's one of the best in the business. What do you think of Klopp kind of bigging up Emery there? And is there a potential one day that he could join us?
Oh, not. But yeah, I mean, we absolutely love him. Like, what he has done to us has been nothing short of remarkable, really. Last year when he came in after your mate Gerrard, I won't mention no more. Yeah, right. We won't mention no more. But we were in a complete mess. We were near the bottom of the league. Unai came in, and we wanted an elite manager. I believed he was an elite manager. I love tactics and how teams play and stuff. So what I wanted from Emery, he's been able to bring. But he sort of just got us winning and got us sort of just focusing on winning football matches. And that run took us into the Europa Conference League, and going into this season, we were all excited. And the run at home's been amazing. The way he's got us playing, his philosophy, his identity. This isn't just sort of like, next season that'll be crap. Like for us, this is just the start. We've been able to create a style of play where we want to dominate possession, we want to dominate games. We've got this high line that works really well as well. And Emery has improved every single player. There's not one Villa player that he hasn't improved, and that's a testament of good coaching. And like I say, we went out of Europe, albeit Europa Conference League, but we've learnt a lot. And yeah, this future's really, really bright. And I think the good thing that he's got at Villa is he's got full control. Aston Villa, you mentioned Arsenal and PSG, he didn't have control there. Whereas what Villa have done is we've brought in everybody that he wants. We've brought in his nutritionist. We've brought in his sporting director in Monchi. We've got Vidagani, the right-hand man of Emery, between Monchi. So Unai's got full control at Villa. Whatever he wants to do, he can do. And that just sort of sets us up well for the future and the recruitment policy. So, yeah, when those rumours a couple of weeks ago of Emery going to United and stuff, we were all just thinking, absolute no chance, because Unai's got everything he needs at Villa, and we're just having a great time, mate.
Yeah, I mean, there's no need for you to go to United when you're flying high at Villa. That's a massive downstep, in my opinion, especially this season. United having their worst ever Premier League season at this point, 13 losses, I think it is, as 1 in 3. And Villa, I can't speak highly of them enough. I'm such a big fan of the way he's. I mean, I'll be honest with you, Luke. I've always had a bit of a soft spot for Villa. If I was to rank my kind of 5 favourite teams, they'd be probably 4th or 5th. And that's because I've been to the ground. I've got mates that support Villa. I love the city, and I think it's almost Klopp-esque what he's come in and done. And in terms of, listen, Klopp's a unicorn. You can't really compare him to anyone. But in terms of the way that he's got, and I agree, when Gerrard left, there was brief spells within Gerrard's reign where he thought, hang on, we might be onto something here. I think you got was it a win against United when Coutinho scored on his debut, or was that a draw in the end? I'm not sure, but there was some moments where you're thinking it's going to happen for Stevie at the Villa. And then Unai comes in, and the way I compare him to Klopp is he's reconnected the Holy Trinity. And what I say by that, and I can say this because I've seen Klopp do it, he's connected or reconnected the fans, the players, and the board are all singing off the same hymn sheet. Klopp has total control, maybe not total, because there's instances where he hasn't maybe got what he wanted, but when you are all singing off that same hymn sheet and you create a fortress, you create this winning mentality, the players would run through a wall for him. No matter who you play against, you're always going to back Villa to be dangerous and score, whether that's the City or Arsenal. It's incredible what he's done, and it cannot be understated. And Do you think that comparison is fair in terms of bringing everyone together, singing off the same hymn sheet?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I've done on our match preview on our channel, and I've spoke about Klopp, and I've made the exact same comparison. Obviously, it's not on we're not on the same scale as Klopp at Liverpool, because you've won Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup, League Cup. He's got the trophies, but what he's done to Villa is he's brought, how you guys feel about Klopp is how we now feel about Unai Emery. And we just want it to grow. And there's that love there. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to feel like how you feel about Klopp right now, because I imagine you're all really, really like sad. And I can imagine how you feel because, of what is about to come, I think, because when he leaves, I think it's going to be very, very difficult with the new manager, because he's not going to have anything of what Klopp's got at Liverpool.
Yeah,
and
100%.
it's gonna take time. And I know, we can draw comparisons to Wenger leaving at Arsenal and Fergie leaving at United. But the new guy coming in isn't Klopp, is he? And I think it's going to be really, really tough. And I don't want to imagine how you feel, because, we've only had nearly 2 years of Emery now, and that's how I feel about Unai Emery already. So yeah.
No, listen, I'm going to the Wolves game next Sunday, man, and I can already sense the kind of tears and the emotion. I mean, when he gets given that microphone, when he speaks to the stadium, poor mate, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it now, mate. The hairs are standing up.
Yeah.
And listen, man, like you say, it's Klopp's last ever away game for Liverpool Football Club is going to be at Villa Park. And during his reign, like I say, bro, we've had some incredible results there. I think the 6-0 was his first trip to Villa Park. We've had the Mane header last minute. We even won there last year when we were playing really poorly. And obviously the 7-2. Do you think the Villa fans, knowing that it's Klopp's last away game, do you think they'll give him a bit of love? Maybe, I don't know, not sing his name or anything, but if he claps him, they'll clap back.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I was in Athens, and when the Olympiacos players were walking around the pitch, like the Villa fans were all applauding, and then we had a moment with the Olympiacos fans where we were both clapping each other, and that's football. Like, I think sometimes, football fans are weird. We create this weird rivalry where, a manager can say something and we don't like them, or, you only think about your own club. But a proper football fan can understand what Jurgen Klopp has done to the Premier League. He's created those that sort of title races with Pep, and, you look at what Klopp's done for your football club. Like, it's absolutely amazing. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. And I think any football fan can look at that and think, fair play. So, yeah, I imagine I would think that the Villa fans would clap Klopp at full time. I think that would probably happen, yeah.
Nice, man. I like that. Right, let's jump into the game. I'm going to give you a lineup prediction from our side. Obviously, Alisson will be in goal. Obviously, Trent will play, even though Connor Bradley is back in training. But I think Connor maybe gets a run out in the last game at Wolves. The defenders, man, I think Konate has maybe dropped off a little bit since maybe that United game, which pretty much was the domino effect to ending our quadruple hopes or title hopes. So I still think Konate is above Quansah in the pecking order. But I would go Quansah on this one. Again, it's just a matter of who's fresher, who's fitter, who's got less niggles that maybe we've seen from training in the week. So I'd probably go with Quansah with Van Dijk and then Robbo. In the midfield, I don't know what more Harvey Elliott has to do, mate, to deserve a start for Liverpool. Klopp actually said yesterday, if there's one regret at Liverpool, it's that he didn't start Harvey more. And if I was Harvey, I'd be absolutely gutted hearing that, because I think it's 10 goals and 10 assists this season. No sniff of Young Player of the Year. No sniff for the England squad. I just think he needs a bit more love. And I'm not saying Klopp doesn't do that, because you ask Harvey Elliott about Klopp, he'd say he loves him like a dad. But I just want to see him start a few more games because his output's incredible for how young and how many minutes. bro, he's still 21. We've had him 4 years now. He's still 21. He's a joke. So I'd go with him, Endo, and Maka. I think Dominic's had a great first half to it. It's almost like Dom's first half and Maka's second half have swapped. So Maka's really grown into it as the season's developed. But I think the intensity has just dropped off a little bit. So I'd go Endo, who I think should be starting every game, mate. I absolutely love the kid. He's 30, same age as me. And then I'd go Harvey and I'd go Maka. And then up top, I think Gakpo's deserved the start. Listen, what's happened with Darwin recently has been really sad to see. I was actually with a Benfica fan yesterday, and he said during his time at Benfica, he deleted all of his Benfica posts as well. So mentally, I'm not sure if he's at the level maybe that it requires to be a Liverpool player and be loved and adored one week, and if you have a poor game, it's kind of on you to accept that criticism. So I go Diaz, Gakpo, and Salah, and then obviously you can bring on Darwin. I think Jota's very close to it as well. So yeah, that's my lineup prediction. How do you react to that one there? If you were to see those 11 line up?
Well, I hope you'd do us a favour. Remember in the FA Cup when we had to play our kids? Can't you just play your kids? And that's what I hope for.
We've got nothing to play for, really, bro.
Yeah,
really, if you think.
I know. Elliot, when you mentioned
a few kids that night as well.
Yeah. You still played Salah though.
Still played Salah.
But no. Yeah.
Louis
but no. He scored, didn't he? What a goal!
Scored.
But yeah, Elliot, I think he's quite underrated in the Premier League.
Oh,
I think he's better. I think he's better than what people think he is, because whenever he comes on, he always plays well. He's always a massive threat. So, we were speaking about your new manager coming in the summer. Like, he's one that I'd probably think you'll look at in a year or two and think, do you know what? He's like smashed it. Nunes, I really rate him. I do. I think there's a lot more to come from him. And again, I think the new manager might be able to just refine him a little bit. I think he gets in so many good areas and misses, but I think he's not far away from me. So, you've got a great team. I'm so impressed with what Klopp's done with that midfield, that new midfield this season. Where you are this season is absolutely fantastic, and you've absolutely smashed it this year. So, I've really enjoyed watching you. So, you've been exciting, and good team coming to Villa Park. So hopefully we can get something from it.
Yeah, man. Well, listen, as we said, Klopp's last ever away game. There's going to be emotions there. You know what, bro? When you're at the game Monday night, have a look over to the touchline and just take it in for one last time, because you're in there again. That's what I've been. That's what I've been doing. I was at West Ham a couple of weeks ago. I mean, I looked down and he was arguing with Salah, so it wasn't the best time to look down. But I'm just looking at him, thinking, "Wow, this man has given me and made me champion of the world, of England, of Europe, FA Cups, League Cups, Super Cups, Club World Cups." I just look at him and think, wow, man, this guy gave me everything. And, in my 20s as well, when I could go out and enjoy it all. So I just love the guy. And, last away game, then it's his last home game, and we'll give him some send-off. Let me get you a score prediction, man. Do you know what? That home run was just incredible. But then there was a couple of games that made you think, hang on, Brentford coming and getting a 3-3 draw. There's been other examples. I'm sure you could tell me more. So that gives me a little bit of hope. Plus, you add in the fact that, we don't perform better anywhere else than Villa Park for some weird reason. So listen, man, I'll go for a little humble 2-1 Liverpool win. Obviously, you're going to say 2-1 Villa or 3-1 Villa, and I totally get that because of the attacking threats. Bailey, Diaby, Watkins, what a player he is, by the way. So it could easily be a draw, and Liverpool, kind of flutter away. And in what was a month ago or 2 months ago, a quadruple season with the quotation marks. So I'll go with that. What's your score prediction, bro, for this one? Big Monday night football.
Oh, it's a tough one for Villa, you know. With our injuries, where we are, it feels like we're literally like running on fumes now towards the end of the season. It's just like we're just not the same team as what we were on that run that we were on, and what's got us to where we are right now. We are really, really struggling. So I would love a draw. I'd love just a chaotic mess of a game where we could go 2-0 up and see what happens and whatever. But honestly, I think we're going to lose. I think, we're running on fumes, and I think you'll win quite comfortably. I'll go 3-0 Liverpool.
3-0 Liverpool. Jesus.
Yeah, mate. No, honestly, we're not in a great place at the minute, mate. Trust me, we are not in a great place at the minute.
But maybe not. But when the season ends, bro, you're going to be in the Champions League. You're going to be at Villa Park next year. You're going to hear that music. You're going to have the star there. So looking back, of course, you would have snapped anyone's arm off at this point of the season. So listen, if you lose this one and then win your last, who's your last home game or your last game?
Palace away.
Oof, yeah, tough.
I know.
They're on fire right now.
Yeah,
but
I know.
let's hope for you that Burnley do you a favour and then the kind of pressure gets taken off. So yeah, listen, man, like I said, I got a soft spot for Villa. They're my favourite team in the Midlands for sure. Massive club, European trophy in the bag. And it was the year you won it after Liverpool won it, and that kind of 7-year reign that English teams had over it. Unbelievable club. So yeah, big fan of Villa. And hopefully they're in the Champions League next season, man. But listen, thank you so much for coming on. If you haven't already, go over to the UTV podcast. We're going to tag them in the title here and check out the match preview. I've also done a little video over there as well, so make sure you go and watch that. And yeah, man, loving your work on the overlap. Big fan of yourself as well, man. So next time,
thank you.
Next season, hopefully we'll get together and have a beer as well, man.
Yeah, definitely. Cheers, mate.
Good lad. See you soon. Take care, guys. And don't forget, Monday, straight after the game, you'll have content from myself, and Hot Copics is coming to you live from the studio on Monday morning with myself and Doyle. And then next week, it's just the build-up, isn't it? It's the inevitable. It's holding back the tears as Jurgen Klopp leaves Liverpool. But we'll see you on Monday after this one. Take care. Hey, guys. Thanks for watching this video. If you've enjoyed this, make sure you check out the rest of the channel too. There's other stuff you'll enjoy for sure.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Kop TV,
the voice of football's most famous dads.
Come on.